Okay.
I think the issue is that you're looking at when you see this flaw or this unwanted trait, you're making it mean something about you,
Mm.
and that's a nasty. It doesn't feel good, and so you're
Mm-hmm.
avoiding that because you don't know how to handle that. That's another question. How do you
Mm-hmm.
respond to being uncomfortable? How do you respond to rejection?
Mm-hmm.
That sort of question.
See, now
Ooh, I got
that
another
rejection
one.
question is loaded. That's
Yeah,
heavy
yeah, yeah. If y'all want to
because
discuss
a
that for a
lot
minute
of
before
people,
I go into this other one, to let me know because that was good.
yeah. Let's sit here for just a second, and then you can go into that. Rejection on so many levels is especially today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you just see through the behavior, like on a child level. Uh, they don't know how to handle being told no. You know what I mean? Like they don't get their way, they throwing tantrums or what have you. Oh, the kids don't like me or whatever. Like we're seeing suicide numbers rise with adolescents and children. We seeing murders in school. Like we all got picked on. We all encountered people, who got bullied. You know what I mean? But you had to roll with the punches, literally. But you know what I mean? You kept it moving, but it gave you a thicker skin.
Yeah.
It taught you how to deal with rejection. Life ain't easy. You're gonna get hit with stuff at times that you may
Mm-hmm.
not be ready for, but you gotta know how to address it.
Yo, but
And
I
then
don't I don't honestly think we did learn how to address it. I think we learned how to suffer through it. I don't because there's a lot of grown people. I don't think this is even a generational thing. There's a lot of grown adult men. They're not even kids. That if they try to talk to a female or get her number or whatever, and she doesn't give them attention, then they throw tantrums too. These are grown adults. This isn't like this
absolutely.
generation. This is like
So
this is a thing that's been around. You know what I
well,
mean?
okay, so that was actually about to be the second point that I brought up, but I do think that's different because you learning how to interact in a societal, uh, multi-sexual environment is different than you. It was a little different than your one-on-one interactions. At least I feel is a little different than your one-on-one interactions with the person that you're attracted to or trying to deal with. Now, I agree with you 100%. Yes, men get rejected and they lose their mind. And I mean, we got a whole TV network that is dedicated to that. Lifetime, ID. You know what I mean? Like you see it all. You know what I mean?
He said
Because
OT.
men don't can't control themselves and don't understand how to handle rejection. You know, but like I said, I think that type of rejection is a little bit different than like what you see with kids or if you apply for a job and get rejected. I just think the
I honestly
degree of
don't think I honestly don't think it's that
Mhm.
different. It's
okay,
it's really about entitlement and attachment
Mhm.
to the outcome of these things you're pursuing. It
I
doesn't
think
matter
it's
what
not
you're
different
pursuing.
because it elicits the same exact emotion in you. No matter how you're rejected, it elicits the same cocktail of chemicals in your blood, and it feels the same way. How dare you that the how dare you feeling of I put myself out there and I was rejected. It feels the same no matter if it's your parents saying no or some girl or a job or anything. It's the same emotion.
Yeah, and I think so. When in spirituality, we practice this like where we try to walk back to the root of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're talking about is this being not knowing how to handle rejection. What we're when we're walking back from there, what we're really talking about is not knowing how to handle the negative emotion that rejection produces.
Right.
We're not really talking about the rejection itself. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about the aftermath of the rejection that
Mm-hmm.
men can't handle. It's or people in general can't handle. It's their response to the negative emotion that's the issue. They're not processing the negative emotion in a healthy manner because we're not taught to do so in our society.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
so
something that we learn about in school. We learn about how to make a lot of money. We learn about patriotism. They say the elite Pledge of Allegiance and all these things, but we don't talk about emotional aptitude. And it's something that to the detriment of the entire society. Because now that's the root of toxic masculinity and all this stuff. That's the
Mm-hmm.
root of all that stuff. It's just not being emotionally intelligent. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
how
so
to respond to negative feedback.